Hey everyone, thank you for joining my class today. I am Taja, and today we are going to go into a restorative yoga flow. Restorative yoga is very great for those who are very active or who may have led a stressful life and really is looking for something that will kind of relax them for when they're ready to begin their sleeping regimen or when they're ready to start their day and they just want to start it off on a nice, comfortable, calming state. Today we are going to focus on balancing or opening up the throat chakra. The throat chakra really is when you're opening or balancing the throat chakra, it's either you are missing something that you're not feeling empowered, or it's kind of reminds us to be mindful of our words when we using it towards one another, as well as how we use our words towards ourselves. So throughout the practice tonight or today, we will be saying some throat chakra affirmations to really empower us and to remind us to be mindful of our words. And we are really going to breathe in these affirmations and really mellow out and allow everything to melt onto the mat. So if you are not already seated in an easy position with your legs crossed one in front of the other, have your feet planted underneath your knees. If you begin to feel any stress or tension around the hips or the knees, always remember to grab your blocks and place those under your knees, or you can actually place your block underneath your hip. Today's class, you will want to grab all of your pillows, your blankets, your bolsters, your cushions, whatever you need to make you feel comfortable throughout the class. The class is not about stressing the body, it's about relaxing the body. So, with all of that said, let us begin by, you are welcome to have your palms planted onto your knees. You can begin to soften your gaze. And let's begin by doing some breathing. Breathing in deeply through the nose and out of the nose. Begin to relax the eyebrows and relax the jawline. If you feel your tongue is touching the roof of your mouth, just relax it by lowering it down, allowing that jawline to be relaxed. Drop the shoulders down and allow that to be relaxed as well. Just take inventory of your body, checking in to see how does it feel in this moment. Continuing to breathe in and breathe out. Our first throat chakra affirmation is, I am a deliberate listener, pausing to reflect before responding. Let's breathe in that affirmation. I am a deliberate listener, pausing to reflect before responding. When you hear that affirmation, how does it make you feel? While we're sitting here, let's just add some cat-cow stretches And on the inhale, let's begin by lifting our hearts and our crowns up towards the ceiling. And exhale, rounding the spine towards the back of the room. Inhale, lifting the heart, opening up that throat chakra. Exhale, rounding the spine. Inhale, lifting the heart up. Remembering to pause and reflect before we respond. Exhale, release it all out. Inhale, let's reflect before we respond. And then exhale, let it all out. Let's do this a couple more times. Inhale and exhale. Let's think about times where we should have taken the time to pause before we responded. Remembering that it is okay to not be quick to react and be mindful of how we use our words towards each other, and even the words that we use for ourselves. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. And on our next inhale, let's return to center. And breathe in a couple more times. And I'm just going to move my block out the way and let's transition to our fish pose. So I'm just going to bring my bolster underneath my shoulders and create some room so that my crown can lay gently onto the mat. And extend our legs out, and then we're going to open up our arms in a T shape and continue to breathe here. You're welcome to make any adjustments, so if this doesn't feel comfortable for you, you can always turn your bolster or your pillow towards the long side and bring it up and close underneath your hips. And just do everything the same, just leaning back. Teeing your arms out towards the outsides of the mat. Creating that space to allow the throat to open up. Opening up our throat chakra. And our next throat chakra affirmation is, my honesty attracts everything I believe I deserve. Breathe in that affirmation. If at any time you felt like your words were not warranted or not needed, believe that your words are powerful. So if there's something that you feel that you need or you want, something that you feel like you deserve, remember this throat chakra affirmation. So let's continue to breathe here. And we're just going to relax here in this moment for a few minutes. So just get comfortable. And remember the throat chakra affirmation. My honesty attracts what I deserve. Breathe well. As we continue with our breathing, we're just going to begin to transition to a deer pose. So first, let's just use both of our hands to press against the mat, lifting our crowns up in a seated position. Let me just move this to the side for a moment, and I'm going to grab my blocks. So I'm going to put one on the short edge and my other block on the taller edge, and kind of lean my bolster up in a tilting position. And now I'm going to take my legs and have both legs going in a 7 shape, leaving my left leg to be in front of the right leg. The right leg is kind of going towards the back of the room, or the right foot is going, towards the back of the room. And the left foot is in front of the right knee. And now we're just going to kind of pivot our hip and our hearts in front of the bolster. Let's bring our palms towards both of the sides of the bolster. And then we're going to begin to lower our hearts and crowns onto the bolster in this supported deer pose. Remember to always make whatever adjustments you may need. If you want, you can add your blankets underneath your knees and your ankles just to feel more supported here in this pose. You can even put the blanket underneath your hip bone to add that padding. Let's just add that there. And then we're just going to allow our shoulders to kind of relax and allow our bodies to relax in this pose. And take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And for our next throat chakra affirmation, it is "My voice matters." So let's breathe in that throat chakra affirmation. My voice matters. There's really no explanation, no reason behind it. It is a full-on sentence. My voice matters. So we're just going to relax here for a few moments. So just allow your body to really relax in this pose. Think about how that affirmation resonates with you, how you can carry this throat chakra affirmation towards the rest of your day. How can you apply it to your regular activities? How can you apply it to everyone and anyone that you interact with? Breathe well. as we continue to do our breathing and pondering on our throat chakra, we're going to begin to transition to the other side of the body. So let's plant both of our hands and push up so that our hearts and crowns are lifted up and are seated upright in a deer pose. And then we're just going to windshield wipe our legs. So bring them up and then bend them towards the right side of the room. And we're going to again turn this time towards the right side of the room, bringing both of our palms onto the mat and lowering it. Lower our hearts and crowns onto the bolster. And we're going to continue to breathe here. So I'm just going to readjust everything because I don't want to have my back towards you. So I'm going to move my things over, but you just stay right there. And as we are making whatever adjustments that we need so that we can really relax and melt into this pose. And let's continue to do our deep breathing. Breathing in to the nose and out of the mouth. And for our next throat chakra affirmation, it is, I am allowed to take up space. So let's breathe in that throat chakra affirmation. I am allowed to take up space. And as we relax here for a few breaths, we're just going to ponder on that throat chakra affirmation. Let's think about how we can apply that to our regular activities, how we can apply that to our daily routines, and how does this affirmation resonate with you? Breathe well. we're just going to continue our breathing, pushing our palms against the mat, allowing our hearts and crowns to lift up. Let's move the bolster to the side for a moment so that we can transition to a fish pose. So I'm going to move my blocks out of the way. Meet me in tabletop. Now I am going to bring my blanket, kind of roll it up and put it directly behind the wrist. And then from tabletop, I'm going to first go with the right leg and glide my right knee behind the right wrist, and then kind of heel toe the left foot towards the left ankle. The right ankle towards the left wrist, excuse me. And then I'm going to kind of extend my left leg out directly behind me. And now I'm going to grab my bolster here and gently place it underneath my seat so I could feel a little more comfortable in this pose. If need be, you can add more blankets underneath your seat or your ankles. And then gradually we are going to lower our hearts and crowns directly below or over the right knee. So I'm adding my pillows here. Let me get my extra blanket. I want to add a lot of height here so that I can really be comfortable in this position. Okay. So I'm going to do this again from tabletop. Have my palms in front of my lowest blanket. Glide up my knee. So the right knee is behind the right wrist. The left wrist is in front of the right ankle. Extend the left leg out directly in front of you. And then begin to forward fold onto your pillows and blankets and bolsters. Make any adjustments that you need so that you can really relax in this pose. And for our next throat chakra affirmation is I can be who I am right now in this moment. So let's breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in that throat chakra affirmation. I can be who I am right now in this moment. So if at any time you may feel like you're not enough, let's reverse and reframe that way of thinking and that negative self-talk and keep this throat chakra affirmation close to our mouths and our hearts. I can be who I am right now in this moment. So we're just going to relax here for a few more breaths. making whatever adjustments you may need. If at any time you may feel like there is too much tension, even with all the pillows, you may just slide your right foot to meet the left, and then you can move the props out of the way so that you can lower onto your belly and plant your forearms onto your pillows or your blankets and coming into a supported Sphinx pose. Or you can go fully supported and just relax your heart and your crown and really relax the throat chakra as well. And coming into a reverse Savasana pose. So whatever pose that you decide that you want to really relax in for these few moments, feel free to do so. Now we're just going to bring some balance to the other side of the body. And let's release ourselves from this position, sliding your right ankle and knee to meet the left. I'm just going to move this to the other side of my body, because now we're going to take our left foot or our left knee and slide it to meet behind the left wrist. Bring your right ankle towards bring the left ankle towards the right wrist. Let's add our bolster underneath our hip and slide or extend the right leg behind us. And as we begin to lower our hearts and crowns and forward fold over the knee, remember to grab as many pillows and blankets as you would need to make yourself feel comfortable. And we're just going to breathe here. Our next throat chakra affirmation is, I do not need permission to be me. I do not need permission to be me. No caption needed. So let's just breathe in that throat chakra affirmation. And as we continue to think about that throat chakra affirmation, just allow your crown, your shoulders, the throat chakra, the heart, allow everything to just relax and release onto the mats and the pillows and the bolsters. And breathe well. Feel free to make any adjustments that you may need, or you can go into the supported Sphinx or the reverse Savasana pose. as we continue to breathe, we are beginning to, or we're going to begin to release ourselves from this fish pose. So let's begin by moving our props out of the way. And now let's slide the left foot, releasing ourselves from this position, going into a tabletop. And now we're just going to gently come into a seated position. You are welcome to add all the pillows and blankets that you may need to allow your body to feel at ease here. So I'm just going to keep this blanket rolled up in half, and I'm going to place this underneath my hip, and we're just going to begin Savasana by laying down on our side. So you're welcome to lay down on your left side, but for video purposes, I am not on my left side. That's okay. And now, as you are laying on your side, you may have your hand placed onto the mat to keep your balance. You may use your right hand as your pillow underneath your head if you don't have a pillow here already. And then I am going to add my bolster and just place it right here between the knees, just to add some space in the hip area. And then we're just going to really allow our bodies to relax in this moment. So Savasana is really a time for us to kind of taper down and cool off and give our bodies that moment of restoration before we continue our regular activity. So we'll begin just by relaxing different parts of our bodies, from the crown of our heads all the way to the soles of our feet. And let's breathe in all the affirmations that we spoke about, and breathe out all that negativity and self-talk. Let's relax the eyebrows. Breathe in. Let's relax the jawline. Breathe in. Let's relax the neck so that we can continue to open the throat chakra and balance everything out. Let's allow our shoulders and our hands to relax. Let's allow the spine and our hips to relax. Let's allow the thighs and the knees to relax. Let's allow the ankles and the soles of our feet to relax. And as we allow our bodies to fully relax and release all the negative self-talk, let's breathe in our final throat chakra affirmation, which is: I am deeply in love with and accept all of me. Let's breathe in that throat chakra affirmation. I am deeply in love with and accept all of me. Allow that throat chakra affirmation to resonate with you as we continue to breathe silently just for a few moments. Breathe well. Now we're going to return to our regular activity. So let's gradually begin to bring movement towards our bodies. I'm going to start by smoothing the prop from between the knees and add some movement to our toes and our feet, moving and making some movement to the legs. Wiggle the fingers. And let's turn our wrist in a circle of motion. Bringing the hands along with it. Open and close the fingers. And now let's take our hand to press it against the mat. Bringing our hearts and crowns up slowly until we are in an upright position. Now I'm just going to gently move my blanket out of the way. And now we're back in the easy position. Let's just take a couple of more breaths in through the nose and push it out of the mouth. Breathe in and breathe out. Flutter open the eyes. And let's bring our hands to heart center. And remember that our words are powerful, our voices are needed, and we are allowed to take up space and love ourselves as much as we love each other. I would like to thank you for coming to my class today. Hopefully the throat chakra affirmations resonated with you and you are able to take it along with you on your journey throughout your day and evening. I hope the restorative yoga was very helpful for you and allowed your body to really relax and release whatever negative self-talk that you may have. Let's just release that and reframe the mind. And hopefully I will see you at my next class. Thank you and be well.